People who got rich by accident. Imagine living your normal everyday life and suddenly something very unexpected happens, like being thousands and millions of dollars richer in a matter of seconds. Well, that's the case for the people we gathered for you today. These people got rich in a very unexpected way, which of course left them in a very big shock. Getting rich by accident probably is a 1 out of 10 million chance. These people were lucky enough to be that one. Here is a list of the luckiest people who got somehow rich by accident. Kevin Lewis. On August 2013, a casino in Cincinnati made a draw for a winning prize of $1 million. When announcing the winner, the casino called for a man named Kevin Lewis. And indeed, a man named Kevin Lewis came and claimed his big check. After the staff moved on to the other parts of the verification process, they realized they had given the prize to the wrong Kevin Lewis. Yes, there was a mix-up between two men with the name Kevin Lewis. What are the odds? However, the casino admitted it was at fault and decided to give both men $1 million. And that, my friends, is what we like to call hitting two birds with one stone. Mason Ramsey. Who would have thought of getting the big fame in a supermarket? Young Mason Ramsey didn't even think he would. After a video of him yodeling in an Illinois Walmart went viral in 2018, Mason grew popularity all over the world. As a result of his new fame, Ramsey made an appearance on The Ellen DeGeneres Show. He also made his dream come true when appearing on Grand Ole Opry, which is a weekly American country music stage concert. However, because of his internet fame, Ramsey made a net worth of $1 million plus a $15,000 college scholarship from Walmart. Oscar Stohler. Oscar and his wife Lorene lived on their North Dakota land for many years. They didn't even think a little that they were actually living above millions of dollars worth of oil. When oil men wanted to drill there, Stohler joked about oil would be found underground of his property. Little did he know it was no joke. There was actual oil underground his land. In less than a year, Oscar and his wife became millionaires. "It's the easiest money we've ever made," said Lorene Stohler, who worked for decades as a sales clerk at a small department store. Unfortunately, both Oscar and his wife passed away after 5 years, with 1.5 years apart due to being old in age. Lauren Kreitzer. After losing a leg in a fatal car accident, Lauren lost his job as a carpenter and lived in a small apartment in California. In his closest set, a Navajo blanket from the 19th century that his grandma had left after her death. No one in the family wanted the blanket. Obviously, no one knew its worth. So he took it and placed it in his closet for 7 years. One night in 2011, he was watching an episode of Antique Roadshow and saw a copy of his blanket being estimated at $500,000. Lauren Kreitzer walked into the Californian auction room, broke and unemployed, surviving on disability checks. Seconds later, he walked out as a millionaire, all thanks to a blanket. His blanket was sold in auction for $1.5 million. His life surely changed forever. Philip Ozersky. Back in 1998, Philip Ozersky, who was a research scientist, was enjoying a baseball game between the Cardinals and the Expos at Busch Stadium in St. Louis, Missouri. After Cardinals player Mark McGwire set a new home run record with his 70th during the game, the ball bounced out from the hands of two of Ozersky's co-workers and into his own. Cardinals officials pressured him to hand over the ball. He did plan to do so, but he wanted to meet McGwire first. However, his offer was declined and kept the ball. After 3 months and a half, the ball was auctioned off for a record of $3.5 million. Ozersky became a millionaire just because an accidental ball hit him. That's one lucky man. An unknown financial analyst. In 1989, a financial analyst bought an old painting from a flea market in Pennsylvania for $4, mainly wanting the frame it was in. However, when he tried removing the picture from the frame, he found an old folded document hidden inside. It turned out to be a copy of the Declaration of Independence dating back to 1776. The document was sold at auction for $2.42 million in 1991. That would be $4.55 million in today's money. So the man became a millionaire by investing in $5. That's one hell of an investment. Lawrence Joseph and Thomas Schultz. In 2006, Lawrence and Thomas bought an investment property in Long Island, having in mind fixing and selling it with profit. Alongside the house, the duo purchased a massive collection of artworks by little-known painter Arthur Pinagian for $2,500, whose family had been the home's previous owners. Despite the artist's relatives telling the new owners they should throw the art away, they decided to keep it. Well, it turned out their decision to buy Mr. Pinagian's art stash along with the house was a good one, as the collection has now been valued at a remarkable $30 million. Hadassah Peri. On 26 March 1991, the extremely wealthy heiress Huguette Clark checked into a doctor's hospital with serious cancers on her face, tumors that had gone untreated for quite a while, making it difficult for her to eat. A Filipino nurse, Hadassah Peri, was assigned to take care of her. From 1991 to 2011, Peri was Clark's side practically every day. Although they had little in common, they did share a strong bond later. Peri, as her nurse, would take care of Clark, spending 12 hours a day, 7 days a week with her. After a while, Clark started giving her nurse luxurious gifts. Among the gifts were 7 homes, a Bentley car, a Cézanne painting, and an antique violin. Clark also paid the medical bills and tuition fees of Peri's family. After Clark's passing in 2011, she paid $33.6 million to Peri in her will. Harry Coover. Have you ever wondered how superglue was invented? Well, thanks to superglue man Harry Coover, we now have the ability in fixing things up fast. If you're asking why he's on the list, then here's your answer. Harry Coover invented superglue by accident. All he was trying to do is create a clear plastic gun sight. After the experiment failed, he ended up making superglue. The invention got so popular that it resulted in $2 billion in sales worldwide. Needless to say, this was one of the most profitable accidents of all time. Zsolt and Geza Peladi. The two brothers Zsolt and Geza Peladi had an unusual and tough life. They lived by gathering and selling junk from the streets. They were living in a cave outside Budapest until one day luck smiled at them. The brothers have been informed they are entitled to their long-lost grandmother's fortune, along with a sister who lives in America. Charity workers in Hungary broke the news to them after being contacted by lawyers handling the estate of their maternal grandmother, who died in Baden-Württemberg, Germany. One of the brothers said, "We knew our mother came from a wealthy family, but she was a difficult person and severed ties with them, and then later abandoned us, and we lost touch with her and our father until she eventually died." Under German law, direct descendants are automatically entitled to share of any estate. As the grandmother's daughter is dead, the money goes to her grandchildren. Zsolt and Geza are now $5 billion richer. After a hard time facing life, they surely deserve living with respect. And finally, Joseph Morrah. Buying a last-minute Father's Day gift may not be as bad as it seems. Joseph Morrah's story probably tells us why. Morrah is a 61-year-old truck driver who was 220 days away from retirement. His wife, Debbie, realized that she had forgotten to buy her husband a gift for Father's Day, so she sent their daughter to the store to buy a card. At the last minute, she gave her a $20 bill and told her to buy a scratch-off lottery ticket to place in the card because she felt guilty about not getting him a gift. Morrah scratched his ticket and saw a space reading payout, but didn't know what it meant. His daughter, however, instantly knew. On that exact same day, Joseph became $1 million richer thanks to his wife's last-minute gift idea. However, the man was so shocked he said, "When I see the check in my hand, then I'll believe it." Who can blame him? We would have said the same thing if we were in his shoes. Top 10 rarest dogs in the world. We all love dogs, don't we? They're playful, lovable, amusing, and most importantly, loyal. We talked before about the most expensive dog breeds in the world, but today we're going to talk about the rarest dogs in the world. Dogs that there are few of its kind and probably you never heard of, and it's no surprise when there are so many rare breeds out there. Have you ever seen a dog somewhere and wondered what kind it was, but afraid to ask? Here, we've compiled a list of some of the rarest dog breeds around the world, though they are listed in no particular order. If you're interested in knowing, then please keep watching.